Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. As you know, I'm Deshay and I'm so happy that you're here and you can join me. Today I'm going to go over 5 quick, easy, and relatively inexpensive ways to improve or upgrade any space or room. Okay, so first one, tip number 1 would be declutter. Declutter. Get everything out of that room that doesn't belong there, or even if it belongs there, but it's just in the wrong place. Sometimes it's just a place to start and you want to start with a fresh room. So declutter. Get everything out of there that, maybe strewn around on the floor, maybe hanging over bits of furniture, piles of clothing, garbage, empty boxes, anything you're not really using. And again, like if you're gonna want it eventually in that room again, you just want some place to start. So just remove it and you can always bring it back in and put it exactly where you want it to go. So that's tip number 1. Just declutter and get everything out of the room as much as possible. Probably besides the furniture that's not easily able to move. Okay, like your dressers and your beds, even chairs. I would take out of a room just to get a place to start. Okay, so once you decluttered and you pulled everything out of the room, you should be left with bare floor, pretty much, more or less. You might have little items on the floor that you normally keep there. Maybe it's weights, maybe it's a little pile of books or something. Even those things, I would say take out of the room altogether. Okay, so once you're left with clean surface tops, clean spaces around the floor, around the furniture, your fixtures that you normally have in there that are like heavyweight, you want to then start to move on to tip 2, which is clean. Just clean everything. Wipe down surfaces, vacuum, mop. What else do you do? Sweep. Okay, just really now you're gonna actually get into the cleaning mode. If you need to remove curtains that you're gonna wash with other things, you can go ahead and do that as well. But I would just say, just go ahead and start to really actually clean the room. Mild soap and water works wonders on a lot of surfaces. If it's wood and you're not gonna put water on it, dust it, polish it down if you have a furniture cleaner. Also, what's really good for wood furniture, if you're gonna clean that, is usually like oil. You can use a drop of regular cooking oil, olive oil, if you have that in your home. I would, I'm not completely certain that it won't damage your wood, but I don't believe it will. I think it'll help more than it will hurt, because a lot of these furniture polishers and cleaners is just really oil based. So you can use that if you don't want to use maybe water and vinegar or water and detergent, but just clean the surfaces. Once you've done that, you can start to bring items back into the room if you like, and you can start to put them in certain places strategically, wherever you'd like it to go. So think about it. Maybe you had a lamp that was on top of a bookshelf and you really goes on your night table. Put it back on your night table. Just wherever it belongs, so the room starts to look neat and tidy even when you're bringing your items back in. Okay, so after you clean and you decluttered your room, another really quick and easy way to transform your space is to rearrange the furniture. Okay, even this is before you bring your items back into the room, your little knickknacks or ornaments or bouquets or whatever, lamps or whatever you want to bring back in. Rearrange the furniture. You can reimagine your room, reuse the space in a different way. You can change your bed around. Maybe it's on one side of the room, you want to push it to the other side of the room. You maybe want to change the direction of it altogether. Dressers, you can get someone to assist you with moving dressers or heavy bookshelves as well. Tables as well, you can realign them, and it does wonders to refresh the space that you're in, because monotony sometimes could really play a negative, or have it play a negative role, or have a negative impact on your emotions. I know for me, I like change. Change is good, they say, and it really is, because it's a refresh. And it can just uplift your spirit, because sometimes you're living in the same space for months or years and it looks the same way. Maybe it's not for everyone, but I know that after a while it can almost start to feel a little bit depressive because nothing's new, nothing's fresh, nothing's changed. So perhaps you just want to rearrange your furniture just to reinvigorate your spirit and your mind. Same furniture, same room, but different layout. It does make a big difference. So you can also try to rearrange furniture to upgrade or improve your space pretty much instantly, as long as you're not moving anything that is too heavy for you or you're gonna hurt yourself. You know, you can call a neighbor or have a friend, a family member help you, but like, don't put yourself in danger to do it. And if you feel like it's just gonna be too much to do, you can always work around it. You can always just dress it up a little bit different then, you know, and move other things around it that you're capable of moving in another position or direction. The fourth tip I would say on how to upgrade a room relatively quick, easy, and inexpensively is to change the decor. So, you know, maybe you have an old lamp, you know, somewhere else in your house or your apartment. It's in the closet or it's in another room and you don't really see it often. Maybe you could bring that lamp over. Maybe you could change it with a vase. You know, you can find relatively inexpensive furniture items at a lot of these furniture discount shops, or, you know, your where else I would say, even places like IKEA, Home Depot. They're really good with sales. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but it could just be something that small, like a lamp or some curtains. Change the curtains. Maybe you have curtains that you change with the seasons, or perhaps you see a really inexpensive set of curtains and you just want to, you know, you can get it and change it. It's just about changing the very vibe of your existence, where your dwelling space is. So any little difference, any little change can make a big impact. So it doesn't have to be anything elaborate or extravagant. It just has to be pretty much different to your liking, to your taste, what's going to make you comfortable. So, you know, little ornaments, bouquet of flowers here and there, maybe fresh flowers. That's always a wonderful improvement to a space. Let's see, you know, little tables, you know, a little decor, maybe pictures. Also, you know, you can get pictures cheap just about everywhere. You can go to discount stores like Deals, the dollar store. You'd be surprised what they have there. You know, they have all sorts of things that could just, you know, put on top of a table and it looks different. So that's the other option or tip I would give you to change or improve or upgrade your space. And the other one, tip number 5, would be paint. Paint does wonders for just about almost anything. Okay, you can also create like an accent wall. You can paint all the walls if you're in the mood. You can have somebody else do it if you just really want a complete change, or you can just do one wall. You can pick a really nice color, your favorite color or an interesting color. Just paint that one wall, you know, and you'll be surprised. Now, paint can sometimes be a little pricey depending on what's the brand, where you got it from, you know, what type of paint it is, oil base, you know, water base. It could become pricey just depending. What I normally do for really inexpensive paint is, you know, I usually shop at Home Depot. I also have a hardware store, a couple hardware stores around in my area, and they have cheap paint that sometimes it's an accidental color someone else ordered, or they changed their mind, was the wrong mix, and the store will discount the price like more than half of what it's worth and try to get rid of it, try to sell it. I know that at Home Depot, when I go to the Home Depot I normally go to, sells oops paint. You know, they have like it's called an oops section, I guess, you know, mistake paint, and they'll sell like, what is it a gallon? I think it's a gallon of paint is about $25. A typical beer brand is about $25, $27 depending, and they'll sell it for like $9. I know my hardware store, they'll have a section of paint that, you know, they're trying to get rid of, and it'll cost $10. So you can look for something, and maybe just, you don't know what you have in mind, you don't know what color you would use, and you just whatever you happen to find, that's on discount, and I've found really beautiful, awesome colors, especially at Home Depot. uh, maybe because they have a higher turnover, maybe a bigger customer base, that sometimes those items come up more. But I found some incredible colors where I've had an idea for a room in my head, and I'm saying, okay, let me go and I'll go and buy it. And instead of spending $50 or maybe two colors, two cans of paint, I'll see something in the oops paint section, and I'll change my mind because they're perfect. They're close to what I wanted or not at all, but I can still work with them, and they're still good quality paint. So you might want to try that. Get a gallon of paint, at a hardware store if you really want to go ahead and dish out money and spend that $25 or $30 because you really want to enjoy the color on your wall. Then go ahead, but you don't have to paint the whole room. You can make it just one accent color, an accent wall, so one color. And also I would implore you to explore wallpaper. I know typically wallpaper is not the go-to for many people, but they have really interesting designs. I know one of my favorite wallpaper types right now, designs, is graffiti, and I've gone on Amazon and I have a bunch of them on my list, my wish list. Eventually I would love to get one, or get a couple of them and just see how that would transform my space, because it seems really interesting. But wallpaper, you can also make a wallpaper accent wall. So these are just really quick, easy, inexpensive ways to improve your space. Just try. You could try one, you could try two, you could try them all, and just see what you think. See how it makes you feel. What do you feel about your space now, as opposed to just, okay, even if you do clean and declutter it, sometimes that's not enough. You do want to really feel refreshed in your home, in your office, in your bedroom, your living room, your kitchen, and you don't really have a lot of money to spend, or perhaps you can, but you just don't want to. Maybe you want to allocate that money to something, maybe a little bit more important or a higher priority, like a car, or who knows, of other expenses, bills, but you still want your space to reflect your mindset, or just help you feel a little bit more inspired and free when you're there. So give those a try, and let me know how they worked out for you. Tell me which method you decide to go with, and we can talk about it. So comment, like, subscribe, share, and please do come back. So I hope to see you next time. See ya.